Hello everyone, welcome to Micks Mowers. And on today's episode we're off to Balmoral by royal appointment. Not quite sure what's going on. Maybe me and Riley boy have been given an OBE, or we're going to get a knighthood or something like that. Riley boy's in the car in the van beside me. We're all dressed up, ready to impress. Got my Micks Mowers cap on. So yeah, off to go and see Lizzie, the old Queen, over at Balmoral. So got a fair old drive to go. We'll give you a bell back once we get sorted out, and we'll see how it goes. Quite nervous, Riley? Yeah. Yes, I've never met the Queen before. Absolutely, yeah.
Wait, who's Queen?
We're going to see the Queen. Oh my, I can't believe it.
Is it our girlfriend?
No.
Is it my twin?
No, it's not last year, no. Literally, we're going up to Balmoral to go and see the Queen by royal appointment. Micks Mowers has finally hit the big time. Cannot believe it. Catch you in a bit. Okay, so we actually made it to Balmoral Castle now. We're actually here, and we're here to see the Queen, because obviously we got a letter from the Queen to say we're here for an OBE or something on that line. So we had a massive drive up from sunny Bognor Regis down to Balmoral Castle. Hopefully the Queen's in. We're going to ring the old doorbell and see if we can get in. And hopefully the ceremony will be brilliant. Me and Riley boy have actually finally now hit the honours list. Can't believe it. Super happy. Let's ring the old doorbell and see what the score is. Right, go on, Riley boy, push your doorbell just there, mate. Give it a push. Good job. Right, let's see who's in.
Who's that? Bloody corgis everywhere.
Good morning, yeah, it's Micks Mowers and Riley boy here. We've got a letter from the Queen, something about an OBE.
An OBE? Nah, big man in the burn outside. We only have the Highland Moor Games. Didn't you receive a letter?
No, we didn't get a letter to say it'd been moved. Where's it been moved to?
Okay, it's been moved to the other gaff. Buckingham Palace.
Buckingham Palace?
Aye, Buckingham Palace. On the 19th.
Moved to the 19th. No, we can't do a 19th, mate. We've got a live stream to do on the 19th. We've got Zippo Varga, Bruce, Mower Medic, Terrell Fixes All, Henry's and Mowers and Blowers, Steve Small Engines, and a few others coming on. We can't do a 19th. Any chance you can ask Lizzie if she can move it to the following weekend for us? I know it's around Christmas time, but we can't really do a 19th.
She can't do it. She's boxing on the day. Aye, as you hear, our mower's toast. It's broken.
You got a mower?
Aye, can you fix it?
Well, of course I fix mowers. I'm Micks Mowers, aren't I? That's what I do.
I've never heard of you.
What sort of mower is it in?
Cylinder. Green.
A cylinder mower.
Aye, cylinder green.
All right, yeah, I'll tell you what, bring it down, mate. I'll have a look at it and see if I can take it away for you. If you just give me the Queen's private phone number so I can ring her up to give it a bill and whatever, that'd be much appreciated.
Nay bother, big man.
All right, mate, no worries. Well, it looks like it's been moved to Buckingham Palace and we weren't told, so they're going to rearrange it for after the 19th, after the live stream. But on the plus note of it, the Queen's actually wants us to repair one of her lawnmowers, so that's fantastic. So bloke's going to come down now and he's going to bring a lawnmower down, we'll put it back in the van, take it back to the shack, and we'll have a look at it, see what's wrong with it, see if we can't repair it for Her Majesty the Queen. So let's go back to the shack, have a look at this little mower. Okay, so here is the Balmoral mower that belongs to Her Majesty the Queen, given to me by the old gate guard down at Balmoral Castle. As you can see, it is a Balmoral because it's got a Balmoral written on it. Simple as that. It comes with a grass box. It's a 14S. Decumps the engine on the top. Now, I do know that this machine doesn't actually start, doesn't run full stop. There's no fuel in the tank. I have just put some fuel in. Let's just try and get the fire, first of all. See if it will actually at least do something. We'll have a go at that first. See what we don't get out of it. Plugs in there. Got a nice little champion in there, which is good. Bit of carb spray. Bit of that. And we're going to put the plug back in. Just want to get the machine just to fire. That's all I want to do. But it doesn't run. They assured me it doesn't run. So with petrol in and the fuel tank turned on, just in case it decides to do something. On the choke, which is that way. Bit of revs. And we'll give it a pull and see what actually happens. Okay, so it fires. Off choke. And that's as far as we're going. So I'll turn the lift table round and we'll have a carburetor off, give a carburetor a clean. I dare say that's what's at fault. And then once I've turned it round, I'll come back to you. So I'll show you how to clean the carburetor on this one, slightly different. And we'll go from there. So I'll turn the fuel off. I'll be testing that fuel tap a bit later on to make sure it's not a fuel starvation problem. So let me spin it round, 2 ticks, I'll be back. Okay, so here is the Balmoral turned around. There's the air filter, pop that off very simply. Air filter is absolutely smashed, just comes apart in your hands. That's absolutely gone, that's no good. Couple of Allen bolts that hold this on. I think is that size, yeah, not a bad guess. So we'll take the air box off. Can't believe I'm working on the Queen's lawnmower. How cool is that? There's obviously no other lawnmower mechanics up in Scotland way that can fix it. So bought it all the way down south. How good's that? So I'm just going to remove these 2 Allen bolts, as I say. That will remove a carburetor to a fashion. I'll get a magnet tray out in a minute. Take one of these bolts out first. I'm just going to get a magnet tray because we've got bits falling off everywhere on here. Then we'll grab a magnet tray. There's one. Just to store some bits and bobs. Let's put that down there. I've got one bolt. There's another bolt just here. Let's take that off. Whoop, there it goes. The carburetor's just dropped off. Come on, Mr. Bolt. Don't muck me about. There it goes. Right, that's the air box off. I want to clean. Need to make a new air filter up for that, which I can show you later on. Want a set of forceps to put on the fuel line, and also a set of pliers. Now I did have some tools up in the house because I've had a new bay window fitted yesterday, so I've got a few tools knocking about the gaff. Because I had to do bits and bobs yesterday in the house, so just trying to regroup. So the fuel tap is turned off, but anyway, I'm going to test that later on. So just going to clamp that off with a set of forceps, and there's a little tiny clamp on the back side. Just going to swing that back best I can, and then with a pair of long nose pliers, give this fuel line a little bit of a twist first of all, and then just back it off so it comes off of the inlet tube, like so. Get in there, don't want to damage it. Okay, and then the actual throttle arm itself is quite easy. You just lift it up, tilt it back, and off comes a carb. So that's good. So carburetor out of the way for now. So got a little Tillington carburetor here. Here she is. Nice little carby. Looks very, very dirty. All those air filter bits, they've all gone inside there. That hasn't helped. So we'll put it over to the bench and take this one apart, see what we can't find, and go from there. But I'm convinced that this is pretty much the only problem wrong with this machine. So, well, apart from the fuel line is a little bit sticky, but it does work, but it wants cleaning out. There's a little tiny filter in here. We'll have that out in a minute. So we'll put this onto the bench and we'll clean this carburetor up. Come with me. Right, so I'm in position. Got me carburetor here. Now, before I go any further, I just want to show you, I got a new light off of Amazon. These are brilliant, right? If you do close-up works, this is called a fan blade bulb light. It doesn't spin, okay? But you get these on Amazon, £9, okay? I'll leave a link in the description for it. Only about £9 upwards, okay? LED, and when I flick the old button, now you're going to benefit from much brighter lighting for doing carburetors. It really is good. I'm a massive fan. That's off, and that's on. So super cool. Right, here's a little carby. Let's put a bit of tissue roll in the bottom of this Bruce pan first before we do anything. So I want to try and catch any debris that have come out. That's it there. Let's get the carby in. So first thing I want to do is I want to remove this main bowl nut off the bottom. Got fuel coming out, which is a yellow in colour. Let's just crack that off. Open that one up. Bit of muck in there. Okay, yeah, a bit of sediment in there. Bit of yummy stuff, which is not unusual. The O-ring doesn't look brilliant, but we can probably work around that. I need to get a little tiny screwdriver just to punch out that pin. In fact, I might use one of my cleaning files. That might be easier. Let's get my carb cleaning kit out ready. That's it. So let's get a file, relatively good size. Just want to push the pin out that holds the float in place. If it'll come out, these are notorious for not wanting to come out. I might have to punch it. I don't want to give it too much physic though. It should come. No, let me punch it. Right, I got it moving. You have to go really careful, people, because they don't like it. It's as simple as that. They don't like it. They do not like it up them. I just got one of these very small screwdriver sets and just gently use that as a punch and just to retract it. But you have to go really gentle because you break one of these posts, game over. Okay, so just bear that in warning. Use a little tiny hammer, just a small one. Nothing too big and boisterous because we'll kill it. Got a main jet in here to remove. Hopefully that'll come out with no issues. Yeah, straight out. Looks like old Lizzie's been looking after our carburetors. So we'll take that one out. There's a main jet. There'll be a tube in there also. We'll try and get him out if we can. Okay, now I'll tell you what I did pick up the other day. I picked these up off of, I think at Amazon. And these are little tiny metal crochet, I don't know what you call it, crochet sticks. They're for crocheting apparently. Load of these. But what I was thinking is a finished one, that one there, if I can get that up inside that tube, get a hold of it. That was the idea anyway. Push that in there, push that down, get it moving. That nearly works. Look at that, we're getting there. Push it in. It could do just been a little tiny bit thinner, and you can then pull your tube straight out with a crochet thing. How cool is that? I like that. Goes all the way up, and then you can just hook it straight back off a main jet. You see, off a tube. Boom! How good is that? Do we like that? We like it, don't we? New hack for you. Pick yourself up some crochet stuff. Your wife think you're going bonkers because you're buying crochet stuff, right? But if that does the job, how many times do you have a problem getting them tubes out where you're sitting there with an Allen key and all that sort of stuff? Get yourself a crochet kit. I don't know if you can buy them separate. I bet you can do. The thinnest one they do, that was about £3. So that's going to be invaluable in my carburetor cleaning kit. We like that. So I've got the tube. Oh yeah, that's all bunged up. Yeah, that's nasty. That one's a good clean. Okay, so we've got the float, the pin, needle, sorry, the main jet. It's not plugged, but it's not brilliant. The bolt, the pin there. So that's all of those jets out, okay, of this carburetor. Nothing else in there. Okay, carburetor's done. Let's bring that on over. Water looks nice and murky. Murky. Give that a little bit of a drip off. I'd put a couple more bits in there as well because just to submerge a carburetor. So this one's not part of the show. That's an old one. And that one there also not part of the show. Okay, so got a carburetor, as I say. You can get these. These are brilliant, people. If you haven't got one of these, I recommend it, okay? A little clamshell. It's actually used for making tea. For tiffin. But you get different models. But if you go into my description, you'll find a link to those on eBay. And you put all your jets and floats in there, all in one go, and you don't lose them. Brilliant idea. There's a bowl. Let's get rid of that. Don't need that no more. Right, so I've got the bowl first. Give that a clean. Yeah, that's super duper clean. We like that. That's lovely and clean. Carburetor needs to be blown off with an air line. I'll do that shortly. That's come up really well too. We like that a lot. So happy with that. And then on with bits and bobs. There they are. Tube. Yeah, it's lovely. We like that. Float's got a bit of grime on it, just where it's been stuck inside it, but give it a quick wipe off that, a bit of that come back. We like that, the old float. Yeah, and that's nice. The bolt's okay. That's not actually a main jet in there, no it's not. Flooding screws nice and clean. Main jet. Nice big hole going through that now, I don't know if you can see that. Nice big hole. The needle and pin as well. So let me get this blown off. I'll come back in 2 ticks. Okay, let's get down and clean. I want me little tiny screw first, don't I? So I just want to wind that into the float, into the bowl. Wind that in. It goes all the way in, but we need to drain the carb later on. Let's get the float and needle and pin. Pin's got a little bit of rubber on the end of it, give that a little bit of a clean. So I use a little bit of white spirit in my ultrasonic cleaner when I'm cleaning. Never used to, but it tends to work a bit better. There's a little pin. Now this was an absolute pig to get out, so hopefully now it's been cleaned, it won't be too bad going back in. It certainly didn't like coming out. Oh, we're not tapered. There it goes. Oh, that's gone in nice. Might say I'll get a little tiny gentle tap of a little tiny tinking hammer just to send it home. That's going. That's in. Right, blow test. No air. Air. So that's working. We're happy with that. Tube goes long spout in. Main jet has been rimmed. I didn't drill it. I just rimmed it. Carburetor spanner, a screwdriver. Wind him home. Well seated. Good. Happy with that. Right, now this is going to go on the machine that way. So we want to have a quick look at the machine. I want to have this so I can get to this little screw later on. It's going to be about there. It's just so I can flood the carburetor. That goes on. Not too tight on these. Just got to be well seated, right? That's good enough. Right, carburetor done. Let's go back over to the lawnmower and we get this fitted. In fact, I didn't take that bugger out there, did I? That was a bit naughty. The mixture one. I didn't take him out, but hopefully we'll get around it. But oh yeah, I missed that one, didn't I? Why didn't someone say something? 1 o'clock. 1 half turn, full turn, full turn, 1 3/4, 1 1/4. Let's just have him out quick. Just have a quick look at it. I completely forgot about that one. I'm just going to bung some stuff into there. It won't hurt it. But yeah, check me out for getting bits and pieces. Check me out. Bit of dirt on that straw. Let's just make sure it's going to run. Open the throttle up. Yeah, that's running lovely. Okay. So put him back in. All right, quarter turn. And we want to go half one. We'll try that. If it ain't right, we'll come back to it and adjust it. But there you go. Let's put it back on the lawnmower and we'll go from there. Right, so back on the mower. I've had this drive off the side here. I've been looking at this because the roll is a little bit graunchy, I must admit. So I'll be coming back to that. But I want to get the machine to run first. That's the idea of the exercise. And you see what I've done there? By having this screw at the back, we can now bleed this carburetor or flood it so that when the time comes to bring fuel down to the carby, we can do exactly that. So I'm just going to remove these bolts out of this airbox. And I want to give this airbox a bit of a blow over because there's lots of bits and pieces in it. I'm making a new filter up. Right, so I've just now made myself an air filter, brand spanking new, out of a SV150 sponge. That's what I do, just make them out of that. That's all we need, only there to trap air. But with that now done and all cleaned off, we can now put the bolts back in, which is that way. And I believe it to go that way, I think. That way. I can't remember now. We'll try it, see how we get on. That's about right. Those bolts go all the way in, through there, and I'll get my Allen key and nick them up. Let me grab my Allen key. So I've been doing some investigatory work onto the drive because I think the drive works, but the roller doesn't spin very well. So I have just gone ahead of myself and ordered a new pinion gear. Because they do tend to wear out a little bit. It just feels a little bit graunchy. The machine does free roll, but just not as well as I would like. So I think there's something going on there. So now I'm just going to slowly, gently, without cross-threading anything, these bolts back in. Let's get one started and then the other one will go, right? That's it. There goes one. That's that one gone in. That one was it was catching that one. That's going now, that's it. It's just been a bit difficult. It's just been a bit difficult, just been a little bit peat frailed. Right, let's scratching that paintwork too much. Nick that one up. Nick that one up. Happy with that. Now we can get our air filter. Our brand new design. Stick all that into there. Make another little hole for that somewhere. There you go. There you go. That's perfect. That was actually meant to be there. Airbox cover. That was a bit of a blow off as well because that's absolutely full of stuff in there. And that's half the reason why this carburetor failed, I believe, because it's probably just been sat tipped up or whatever in petrol and all the little bits and bobs have gone into there. Warning: petrol can deteriorate with age. Drain carb. Yeah, there you go. Here's your advice. Right, and goes onto there. That clips into there now. Perfect. Choke off, choke on. That's the right way around. That's good. Right, so now just crimp this fuel line off and turn the fuel line on. So now I'm going to put that over the end of that. And not too much air, people. Just a little tiny bit. Just a little tiny tiddly bit. There you go. go. So now if I turn that fuel line off very quickly, that's it. So now hopefully we get a much better drain coming off of that fuel line. There you go, yeah, we've got fuel now. Yeah, it's not a massive amount of fuel to be fair, but it is fuel. I might even have somewhere a spare tap for that. Let me take that fuel line out, that fuel tap out, and we'll drain the fuel right out of it. It does look quite loose to me, loosey-goosey. There's a filter on these. There you go, little cork. Let's add that fuel out. There she goes. Put that down there. Drain all that out. And I just want to give this a bit of a blowout as well, this tap a blowout as well. I don't think it's too bad. But it's just not quite enough fuel coming through there as much as I would like. So, let's give that a blowout whilst we're here. And up through there now. Just blowing the tap out. Just turn it on and off a few times, just to make sure we're getting decent flow. That's better. And up the side there, blow that off. Good. Right, what we got here? That's off, and that's on. Someone's put a little bit of gasket tape or something around that. I don't know why. We'll see if we might need it later on. So let's now put that back in. If need be, I'll pick up a new hose for it, but oh yeah, it's been threaded. Yeah, okay. So it'd be a new one of those. I have got a spare one somewhere. I know I have seen it, but it's not actually an Atco one, an Atco tank. I think it's a Suffolk. So I'm gonna do the same as what he done for now. Just a little bit of tape on it, just to hold it into position. Not the best fix in the world because petrol will eat this. But this is just for testing. I'll get a new one for it. I don't want to go on there at all. I'll get a new one for it. I'm sure the old Queen can spend out for a new tap. Oh, I also I rang her up just to ask her about if she wants to look at the gearing on this, and she said yes, please get that sorted. And she said, oh, by the way, she had a phone call from Terrell, and she wanted to know if I cleaned my toolbox out. I said, yeah, of course I have. She said, well, if I have to come down to check, Mick, she said, I will do. I said, well, you're more than welcome. So just don't bring your corgis. So yes, it looks like Terrell's been grasping me up to a queen. Cheers, Terrell, for that. Much appreciated. Right, let's wind it in. That's starting to thread now, that's better. Now we're getting there. Now we're biting. Yeah, it don't like that. What that'll do for testing. I'm gonna have to get a new tap for that. Right, hose on, bump, and clip on. And then what I do now is I'm going to fill it up with petrol. We'll take it outside and give it a run. See what happens. Hopefully at the start. Go from there. See you in a bit. Right, here's the old Atco Balmoral from Lizzie's. Let's put a bit of fuel in now. Well, I might get a fuel leak because that tap is not brilliant. But she's going to fork out for a new one. The old Queen says she might even drop it down herself, but she's just on her way to Greg's to go and get a sausage roll. So we'll see how we get on. To make sure we've got fuel coming out the bottom, which we have. So that's good. I want to make sure our throttle works. There's a clip there right in the way. I want to get rid of that if we can help it. That can come down here somewhere out of the way of it. That's it. Throttle works. Yeah. Right, let's go for a fire up then. Let's try and fire up the old Queen's machine. As I say, the drive needs looking at, because the drive, it does free wheel, but it's graunchy. So I need to look into that. Let's turn it on. Bit of choke, bit of revs, and see if we can't get the old Her Majesty's machine to fire. There she goes. Drive. Yeah, drive works. Cylinder. Oh yeah. Throttle up. Lovely. Does it idle? And turns off. Good. There you go, Lizzie. Part of her Royal Fleet now all up and running again. Drive needs tightening up slightly. Do a service. Look at that. Oh, lovely. Good as gold, Mum. Okay, so that's an Atco Balmoral 14S now up and running. The drive does need looking at, which I'm going to do tomorrow. I have a suspicion the pinion gear is failing, because it's sort of graunchy. It runs fine. When I first picked it up, it didn't do anything, but since then I've sprayed some WD-40 in there. It has freed it up, but there's something just not quite right. So I have ordered a new pinion gear. They're not expensive, about £11 for those, so I'm going to investigate that tomorrow. But I have come across these before, and the pinion gears do tend just to burr out, and once the teeth go on the cogs and start to get stripped out, they're not much good. But the drive is good and strong. So that's that. Hopefully Her Majesty will be pleased with the machine is running. Got to ring her up now, but she's at Buckhouse today, so I've got to go and ring Buckhouse up, let her know it's running, and for her to get me a new fuel tap down. So apart from that, this will be coming back to have the gears of a drive looked at, and the gears, because obviously it needs to be running perfectly for Her Majesty the Queen, and if it's not, then it doesn't look very good on me. Hopefully I can pick a few more mowers up from her, that'd be good. She's got plenty of storage space to store them as well, so that's brilliant. If you enjoyed this little episode of Micks Mowers, don't forget to hit your subscribe button, whack your bell, set your notifications to all. That way you'll be told, one, I've done a video, or two, I'm on my Saturday night wiki live stream, which starts at 6:30 PM UK time. Don't forget, on December the 19th, we have special guests where we have some of the biggest fish in the small engine world up on my live stream. I'm not going to name them all because there's been plenty of advertising about it. So don't forget to check out my pre-Christmas stream on the 19th of December, 6:30 UK time, and the fun should start around 7:30 when the guests start to come up. I look forward to seeing the next episode of Micks Mowers very, very soon. But until then, people, don't forget, much more importantly, take her easy.